But I wanted to go ahead and go into my self-love topic, which I put on all of my social media, that I was going to be talking about being authentically you. And I wanted to talk to you this evening for my first premiere show about being authentically you, because I wanted to set the tone of what I wanted this show to be like and what I wanted, just our time together to be like. Whatever you choose to bring with you into this moment and into this community, let it be authentic. Let it be who you truly are to your deepest core. Let me tell you a little bit about me and how I've grown into this person that I am today. When I was a young girl, I had what I would call identity confusion. I didn't really know where I fit in, and please feel free to put in your comments whatever you see as I'm speaking. I didn't really know where I fit in because I didn't really know who I was. I was born of mixed races. My mother is black and my father is white. As a result of that, I really struggled with who I was as a person. I didn't feel fully accepted. As a result, I really struggled with who I was as a person. At times I didn't feel fully accepted by some of my black family. And then when I got a little older, I also did not feel fully accepted by my white friends either. And I didn't know my white family. So I began to change parts of me depending upon who I was around. If I was around my black family or friends, I would speak with a dialect that sounded more like them, and I imitated their mannerisms. And the same, if I was around my white friends, I would speak with a dialect that sounded like them, and I also imitated their mannerisms as well. Subconsciously, I didn't want to make anyone feel uncomfortable or look at me in a disapproving way, so I would just change things about myself to blend in. I did this for a number of years, and now I refer to that juggling routine as my great chameleon act. For those that don't know, a chameleon is a reptile that has the ability to change the color of their skin depending on the environment that he is in, which helps him to camouflage with his background in order to not be visible to his enemies or to another animal that it wants to eat. Now, a person that is considered a chameleon is a person that changes their opinions or their behavior according to the situation. And that is what I did for many years, even into adulthood. And let me tell you, that gets very, very exhausting. And it wasn't until I was writing my autobiography that I realized just how much I vacillated depending on the situation and the environment that I was in. My great chameleon act, as I referred to it, even proved to be another disservice to myself, resulting in a failed marriage. I went along with beliefs and opinions that were not true to who I was and the person that I wanted to be. I say who I wanted to be because I was extremely young when I met my ex-husband at 19 years old. I don't believe that I was old enough to have even established who I was or even who I was becoming. So for that reason, I do give myself a little grace. It was easy for me to make a multitude of changes because I wasn't solid in the person that I was anyway. But over time, I started to see this woman. And the woman I saw, the vision of that woman was the woman that I wanted to be. It was the visions of my future self. And I named her Radiant Reagan. A part of self-love is self-awareness and self-acceptance, and that is where I struggled. When I was young, I wished I could have been, as I refer to it, as fully black in every way, mostly with my appearance, particularly with my skin complexion and even with my mannerisms. I felt it would have been much easier if I could just be normal. But as I got older and I started to discover different parts of myself, I realized that that's just not who God created me to be. I am a black woman through and through, and so deeply in my soul. And even sometimes to the point, if I'm being honest, when I walk past the mirror, I jump back occasionally and I say, is that me? Talk about identity shock. But I learned that I have to embrace the other side of what makes me who I am. My white side. The girl who loves to surf and loves country music, because you know what? She's in there too. One day I'm out protesting in downtown Atlanta with Black Lives Matter. And the following day, less than 24 hours later, I'm standing on a mountaintop in Sedona, Arizona, next to 3 of my best friends that happen to be white. I now embrace all parts of me because I have to stay true to who I am. One of my favorite quotes, and one that really speaks to me, is by Brene Brown. It says, "Because true belonging only happens when we present our authentic, imperfect selves to the world. Our sense of belonging can never be greater than our own level of self-acceptance." I want to read it again. Because true belonging only happens when we present our authentic, imperfect selves to the world. Our sense of belonging can never be greater than our own level of self-acceptance. Which brings me to today, the here and now. By me accepting what makes me Reagan and what makes me unique, I can present to the world my truest self, which gives someone the option to accept that realness or choose to not accept it, but the choice is entirely up to them and has no negative bearing on me. Because I have the courage to walk in my truth, and that is what I encourage you all to do as well. Being authentically you means showing up in your relationships with others and also showing up for yourself in the truest form of you. And if a relationship is not giving you the freedom to be your authentic self, maybe you should come to terms that it just might not be the right fit for you. Because being authentically you means embracing the creation that God designed you to be. It means the same way you accept your greatness is also the same way that you accept your flaws. It means to understand that we all have areas that we may need improvement in, and you allow yourself that room to grow, and while being gentle on yourself through that process. This is self-love. This is honoring God with the notion that your life is special, that His creation is special, that you, my dear, are special. If you don't know, then listen to this scripture from Psalms 24, 1 through 2. But ask the beast, and they will teach you. The birds of the heavens, and they will tell you. Or the bushes of the earth, and they will teach you. And the fish of the sea will declare to you. Who among all these does not know that the hand of the Lord has done this? In His hand is the life of every living thing and the breath of all mankind. We as humans, we have dominion over all of those animals. So that just goes to show you that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. The Bible also says, look at the birds of the air. They do not sow or reap or stow away in barns, and yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Are you not much more valuable than they? That's Matthew 6 and 26. Look at how important you are to God. And I had to realize to myself, look how important, Reagan, you are to God. I believe that I live in the truest form of myself, but it took me a long time to get here. Do you? I have learned to embrace my multi-ethnicities and understand that it is because of that ambiguity that I can relate to all people on various levels. And I use that gift to bring people of all ethnic backgrounds and different walks of life together. This is true connection. I turned what I always believed to be a curse into a real blessing, the blessing of connection. I want you to think about that. What is something in your life or something about you that most would say is disconcerting, but you turned it around and you made it one of your greatest attributes? Think about that. And if you already know the answer to that, drop it in the comments. I want to hear. I want to hear from you. I'm going to close my self-love message, and I hope you've enjoyed it, with one of my favorite passages by S.C. Laurie. Does something to me every time I hear this. It just speaks to my heart. And it goes like this. And so I am tending to my heart gently, because I have decided I cannot be what the world wants me to be. Why? She asked quietly. Because finally, I just want to be me. I love that quote. So I encourage you all to embrace all of your quirks, all of your weirdness, and let others celebrate you for who you truly are. And speaking of weird, I just got to tell you guys, I want you guys to think of something that is so quirky about you, probably one of the weirdest things ever, and I want you to drop it in the comments, and I'm going to start it off, okay? So for those of you that know me, you will know this about me already. I am a huge Michael Jackson fan. I will try to think of any reason to dress up like Michael Jackson, and I am dancing, I'm performing, I'm doing the whole show. I've been doing it since I was 13 years old. I did it for my middle school talent show. And so are we telling what the weird stuff is, Avra?
Not yet.
No one said anything. Y'all just gonna leave me hanging, leave me out here, bearing my soul, giving it all, and then come on now. Let's see what Heather said. Okay. Look, hey, if you guys request it, we might could pull a little King of Pop out one night. Y'all just gotta let me know, if we need a little.
Ginger says she did the moonwalk on vacation.
Okay, Ginger. Okay, so Ginger says she did the moonwalk on vacation. I'm so proud of you, Ginger. I'm so proud of you. So yes, that's one of my weirdest things about myself. I love Michael Jackson, and we might bring MJ out. We might bring MJ out on one of the shows. Come on, who else? Wait a minute, who said somebody remembered that in middle school? Who is that? Who is Miss Pharmacy? She said she remembered that in middle school. Who is that?